Hello everyone, it is Roy and David from ESC United, live from, well not live,
Well,
we are alive.
live at the moment we recorded.
Yes, from Basel, and we just saw the first dress rehearsal of
Of the
semi-final 2.
Yeah, exactly, what he said.
Yeah.
And we have our impressions of all the acts who took part, and that is what we're gonna share right
Yeah,
now.
our quick thoughts.
personal thoughts, and we're
Just
not
quickly what
gonna,
happens.
predict anything. We're just gonna share what we think.
Yeah.
But we can't be wrong, of course.
Yeah, of
As
course.
always.
Okay, where do we start?
Right, so the beginner of the show was Australia.
Yes, Australia starts off really fun and funky and vibrant. There's a massive milkshake blender.
Blender, yeah.
On the stage, and he pops out of it in the first chorus already. I thought it would be later in the song, but it's already the first chorus. And we also start with like an old TV kind of commercial, which is really, really cool. And then some old looking lady comes on the stage. You can see that she's a bit younger, but it's supposed to be an older lady.
Yeah, like let's just say there's a lot of clothes swapping, and it involves the blender as well.
Yeah, she gets blended up as well, I guess.
Yeah, as well. Like from old to fresh and new.
Yeah,
Completely blended, fully fresh.
Yeah, I think it's another very fun opening, just like Iceland was last night, and very well done staging-wise.
Yeah, and we are very confident with this one as well. Like, this is absolutely a perfect opener.
Yeah.
So well done placing it first.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're very confident with this one as well, right?
Yeah, very much.
Next we have Montenegro.
Montenegro. Actually, I thought this was a lot better than I thought it would maybe be. I wasn't sure about that dress, but also the blindfold, like, she has it in the beginning, but like as soon as she starts singing, it already gets removed, which is a bit pointless in a way maybe. But yeah, she moves around the stage a little bit and goes towards the front stage, drops her coat. But the biggest selling point for this one is just her voice. Like, the entire arena felt like it was filled with her voice, and it was gorgeous. I'm not sure if it's elevated enough, but I did really enjoy it while I was in the arena listening to it.
I enjoyed it as well. However, it's hard not to be a bit disappointed because they've had the longest time probably to figure something out, to be a bit more creative. Like, in a way, I feel like the national final one was maybe better. Like, it fitted more the song, and maybe they're trying too much now. Mm-hmm. It's still enjoyable, but I just don't understand where they're going for.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not certain about this one.
Yeah. I think it's also unfortunate for them that they're so early on in the show.
Yeah.
Because it's quite a mood dampener after Australia.
Yeah, like, whether this will be remembered or forgotten, like, we shall see.
We'll see, yeah.
Next we go to Ireland.
Ireland, yes, they have a massive spaceship on the stage. The brother is standing in front of the spaceship, and Emmy is standing on top of the spaceship. There's 4 dancers that, when we get into the first chorus, come out and start their, the signature dance basically, that we see on the backdrop as well. Emmy stays on that spaceship the entire performance.
Yes. And
the dancers also don't super frantically dance. So in general, it is quite a static performance, I think.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it works really well in an arena, but this is one where I believe we want to see it on the screen as well.
Yeah, which we'll see tonight, but we don't know all of that yet, because in the arena you do have a screen above you, but it blacks out for a couple of moments when the shots...
in and out, so we're not certain how exactly it's going to look.
Yeah.
So we're not writing it out, but we want to see what everyone else is going to see first.
Yeah, but it was a bit static, my overall first thought of it.
Yeah, and there we do agree.
Yeah.
With that, we move on to Latvia.
Yes, I already thought the national final staging for this was absolutely excellent. Like, it looks so stunning, like a fairy tale, a very witchy vibe as well. It's really, really awesome to see it. And I think they even upgraded it. Like, now there's lights coming out of the crowns, and towards the ending, they have to do this dance routine. Like, some tails grow out of their backs, but like it's on the LED, so they have to nail their choreography. It's like really impressive.
And they nailed it really well. Like,
absolutely.
Like, it is full of atmosphere. It's full of mystic energy. Like, this is an eye-catching one. I think this will impress more than we might even praise them for.
100%. And I think out of the first 4, this was like audibly the biggest reaction from the press section that we were in, I think.
It's hard to judge.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah. I mean, everyone's great, so it's hard to say. Should we move on to Armenia?
Yes, Armenia completely changed their staging. It's totally different from what we saw in the national final. Park starts on like the walkway and then goes slowly towards the front stage where there's like a treadmill. Treadmill. And he does like a dance routine on while still singing, and it's like really energetic and kind of masculine in a way, and very like boom in your face.
Without the shirt. And
without the shirt, like a little
pants
bit of
as well.
dirt all over him. You know, it looks
like a real survivor or fighter. That's what we believe he's going for.
Yeah.
But also, I think this is another one where he's going to connect a lot with the camera. Like, he was very focused on the camera.
Yeah.
So that is one we'll also look forward to see, actually.
Yeah. And also notable, there is like a bridge in the middle towards the end of the song.
Yeah.
It turns red very beautifully. He kneels down a little bit and then he sings in Armenian instead of English, what he did before.
So he kept his promise.
Yeah, he kept his promise, and I think it's really delicately done. Like, actually, this was maybe one of my highlights of the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Then, a big one. Austria.
Yeah. Austria. This one is difficult to judge, I think, especially because we know it's going to be completely in black and white. And a lot of the camera angles we could not fully see on the screen. What we could see is, in the beginning he sits down on like the books, and then later on towards the first chorus, the mast gets hoisted and it looks like a boat at that point. Then between the first chorus and the second, he's just like kind of weathering the storm for 30 minutes like this.
Yes, this is absolutely...
30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 minutes, it's not that long.
No,
but this one is absolutely going to look amazing on screens. And it's not really made for, just an audience, like, from our perspective. So it's going to be a feast for the eyes.
Yeah, I'm holding out on final judgments, but I was left wanting more and a little bit disappointed by its entirety. It's just, I don't know, this was just a bit too long for me, and then the ending bit was also just like, camera angles are quite similar, so...
Also the fact that it's fully black and white, maybe it might look a little tiring.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, we could have hoped for a bit of light and more during when it goes crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
Like, just to bring the song and the viewable experience more to life.
Yeah. But I can't wait to see it on the screen tonight.
Another one, Greece.
Interesting. There's like, I thought it was just like a table at first, but it looks more like a platoon that boats would dock on, basically. That she's standing behind the rock that we see in the clip. She starts on the back and then slowly works her way towards the rock that she was standing on in the first chorus. There's a dancer that joins, and I thought it was a nice touch when they wheeled, the dock, let's call it like that, off the stage, that the dancers stayed on it.
Yeah, and it's not only that. There's so much going on with this one. Like, they're using a lot of fire. They're using a lot of things in the backdrop as well. Like, it will just explode with colors in your face. And she is an amazing singer.
Yeah,
like,
vocally, spot on.
Everything that happens combined with her singing is just wow.
Yeah. No, I do need to see the camera angles as well, because I do think it could also look a bit empty at some points. But I do think it was overall pretty good.
Yes, like, there's a story here, and it should be a enjoyable to watch.
And last second, outfit reveal, like randomly white dress at the end.
Yeah, like, she has this one dress for the majority of the time, and then suddenly it changes at the very end.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Neither did I. However, you can expect Lithuania now. Yeah,
basically watch a national final performance, you know what Lithuania will be like. And he like walks around on the stage a little more. Like at the final chorus, they go to like the front stage, and then at the final chorus he like walks around a little bit more. When the TAFO gets like repeated quite a lot of times, and then he comes back to the front stage.
Yeah, where he can focus all of his screaming or the anger that there is. Like, that's what we talked about even in the interview. Like, he has more room to focus his energy into singing.
Yeah.
And I think it's more atmospheric. Like, it's more doomsday vibey, darkness, like...
Yeah, because the scale is bigger.
Like, the song finally shows off what potential it has.
Yeah. But it is basically the national final performance, but fine-tuned.
But much better, I think.
Yeah.
Next, Malta.
Interesting one. Yeah, Malta starts off in there's a lips with a disco ball in those lips. that gets turned around and it reveals.
There's also a lot of leg spreading.
Yeah, there's a lot of leg spreading for the entire performance. She has a black and yellow dress on. Like
there's a lot of colors.
Yeah. The dancers take that off basically before the first chorus, and then they have like basically what you see in the national final, dance routine-wise.
There is some changes to it, like you said, the lips and the disco ball that she will appear out of, which we didn't see in the national final. They have fixed those messy parts, and now she's full on, diva not down.
Yeah, it ends on diva not down as well. And skippy balls, for the people wondering or being concerned by it, they get thrown on the stage by the stage helps. The dancer's catche, the one that she'll be sitting on, will be put on by a stage help as well. And there's like a circular thingy that it cannot roll off, so it will not be rolling away. The dancers do not have to put it down for her, because that looked a little bit clunky in the national final.
Yeah, like I think that was very noticeable from that clip.
That they did that really well. And also there's like a backdrop that stays there for like 20-30 seconds, but I think with camera angles you won't see it that often, but that was interesting for me.
Right. Next, Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia starts on this sort of platform. It's like a cliff basically, and we just see 4 dancers just get into the screen in like the warrior kind of vibe that you see in the music video. She stays on that platform for quite some time.
Yes.
And then when she goes to the English part where she's like, freedom is, I don't know the full lyric, but with freedom,
that's where
takes
he
off her
finally
clothes.
gets moving.
Yeah.
Like she removes her clothes, and then she has the other clothes that we have seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird one because the dancers don't really add much, I think.
No.
I feel like they're just there for no good reason.
I feel like the camera angles that we did see were really focused on her, and you could see them kind of in the background.
Yeah, and it makes it pointless for the dancers, and it's also very empty. So
that's what I was thinking too.
I mean, we're just being honest here. So
was this also the one with the circles in the background?
A few ones, yeah.
Yeah, there was like just literally one visual of like semicircles interlinked with each other, and that was like the visual that was there for like the entire time. It changed color a couple of times, fair enough, but on the LED it didn't really change much.
That's all we have. Anyhow, Denmark.
You know anything about this country?
No, never heard about it.
No, this all starts in a contraption, like basically like kneeling down. It's like, there's like curtains around her, and she's got a bigger dress on her. And I think the dancers remove that, and then they kind of dance with the curtains in between, and then they like swirl the curtains, like they give them a little bit of a swing, and then there's like some air current that keeps them like waving around a little bit. It looks like
for
a jellyfish.
Hallucination effects.
I think it's really effectively done.
It is effective, and it's far better than what we saw at the national final with only the random hands in your face.
Yeah.
No, at least they did something more than what we saw, and that's what has really helped. However, is it enough? Like, I'm gonna be very judgy and grumpy, like you were with the Netherlands, and say I still think it's messy, and I actually think we need to see this on the screens as well.
Yeah,
because from our view, it was all around the place. A lot of things were going on. Like she has a long blue dress as well.
Yeah, she got like a cape.
And you'll see the dancers moving around and back and forth off the camera, and just to be at certain positions, ready for certain things.
Yeah,
this is probably more for the TV screens than for the arena experience.
Yeah, true.
I would say.
Yeah, it's an upgrade, I think, but is it enough? Need to see the cameras.
Czechia next.
Czechia. We saw the clip of Adonis in the beginning of the song, basically. So he's got the microphone stand. In this run through, there was a cameraman in front of the shot, but hey, it's a dress rehearsal, those things can happen. He just sings with that, and then 4 dancers join him on the stage, also dressed in white. It's very white, this staging.
Yes.
For the dance break, then the lighting rigs get lowered a little bit.
And it gets very orange there. Yeah. And I don't know, like, many were having doubts suddenly, from what I understood in the arena, but no, he's a really great vocal, and that's what I think the focus is on. Like, that's why it's so wide. It's gonna be very, not too complicated to watch, very simple to watch, and that's what I think they're going for.
Yeah, it could either work really effectively in like a Portugal kind of way, that it feels very clean and very nice, or the opposite could happen and people think maybe a little bit boring. So I don't know what effect it will have, but it is simple staging, and I did like what I was seeing. Just not sure if it will work or not.
Yeah, we have mixed reactions from the press center, but we're not certain. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
Moving on, Luxembourg.
This one, I did not expect to have so many upgrades, but there were quite a lot of upgrades.
Yeah.
We start with like a dollhouse, and we go through the keyhole, and she's lying on the ground, and you see like pulsating keyholes behind her, basically. And she's like a doll, and then she moves in different positions as if she's playing in a dollhouse and stuff. I thought it looked really, really cool.
Like, you haven't even explained the beginning, barely. Like, there's so much going on in this one.
Yeah.
Like, she's interacting with the floor inside the doll. Like, she's fully committed to the doll, persona. Like, being the doll, moving like one, like, and then towards the end, she even have a dress change as well. Where she comes to life near enough, like from a doll to a human.
Yeah, and they did that kind of a little bit in the national final as well, but now they go all the way with the concept. Now she has just got a very pretty silver dress on.
Yes.
She's completely freed from being a doll, and you see like silhouettes of her dancing in the background as well, which I thought looked really stunning as well. And then for like the final couple of seconds, you see the dollhouse basically shattered into pieces behind her. The doll persona is gone.
Yeah, like from the sounds of it, it looks like we're recommending people to really watch this one.
Yeah, it tells a story.
Next, Israel.
Yes, Israel performs their song on like a circular kind of spiral staircase.
Yeah, with lots of lights and a chandelier-like-ish thing.
She walks around it basically when she's singing the song. The cameraman follows her. She goes up the staircase, and that's where she basically ends the song with like a pyro curtain.
Yeah, she's not doing really much. She's just singing, and everything we see really is just to make everything pretty.
Yeah,
so,
I think so too.
That's the way we can best describe it, really. Yeah. There's not much to this one, to be honest. Serbia.
This might be my biggest disappointment of the rehearsals. I am not really sure if this one's working, because there's a lot of like camera angles in the beginning, I think, that are just only focused on him. And I do think it's really good they added the 4 dancers, because there are 4 dancers with him this time around. But I really liked how they staged it in a national final, and with the piano bit especially. Like, I love that shot in the national final. He's got a piano below him. That is not there at all anymore. And then he gets dragged down towards the front stage, and that's where they end with like a big lift, and he gets hoisted up by his dancers.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I felt like the national final performance was better for me.
Better for you?
Yeah.
All right. Fair. I mean, yeah, it's maybe confused. I actually really like the new instrumentation they have for the song. Like, after he won the national final and worked with the Shelko for a new production and new way of producing, like, I like how the song sounds now much more. However, his staging and everything, I am worried whether it will appeal to viewers or not, because much is happening and I don't think people will understand what is happening.
Yeah, especially since like the big crescendo is where he gets dragged.
Yeah, because that is very out of nowhere.
Yeah. Will it
maybe
confuse
for
the
us,
people, or will people be like, oh, that's actually really cool?
Yeah, like it can go either way.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
Definitely.
And then we finish off, well, not really, but we finish the competing acts.
Yeah.
Finland.
Good pun. Finish off with Finland. That's obviously why they put it last in the running order. Not because it has like a super stunning end shot. Because look, you've seen the performance in the national final. It is pretty much similar to that. I think the start is a little bit different. She's like a handheld mic and not like dances immediately with the pole that like bends. I think that is a little bit different, but for the rest it's pretty much similar and fine-tuned for this stage.
Yeah, she's still full of energy. She still gives it all we got, and like there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
And of course we also have the big microphone with the big shooting, what's called the
pyro.
Yeah, the pyro, which she's on. Like, she's giving it all she got really here. And
just well done. But like we've seen the staging basically.
Exactly. Like, we're not surprised, but we're still amazed.
Yeah, we know it looks amazing, and that's how they did it here as well.
Right. Now, with that said, we move on to the finalist countries of this semi-final, which is UK, France, and Germany, and we start with the UK.
Yeah. It looked really cool, I think. We have like this dressoir kind of desk where they start on facing with their backs to the crowd, basically.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really effective shot when you see the crowd there. I think that would be really nice to interact. And the biggest selling point of this one in general is just their interactions together. Like, they're really likable girls. I do think they missed their cues a couple times in this performance. Yeah, I don't know. Something felt a little bit messy in total. But it's this chandelier in the middle that they like balance around and dance around a little bit. Vocally, I think it sounded pretty good. I need to hear it on the feed that we'll be getting to see, because in the arena it's always a bit difficult to judge those kind of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think they still sound absolutely amazing, like three angels on the stage.
Yeah.
However, I don't understand the concept of the staging.
True.
Like,
that's true.
I don't understand the start where they start, like in front of what should we call the thing they start?
It's like a makeup kind of thing. Like, it's as if you are preparing for a night out or something.
Yes, they start in front of something like that. They have a big chandelier as well, which I also don't quite.
No.
Well, they mention a chandelier in the lyrics, but
That's true.
then it's a bit too much just for one word in the song. I think the staging is what could get them down. Like, it's a simple song, and they don't need that much, after my opinion. However, at the very end, we have a very cute moment, which I just couldn't resist smiling from, which is when the girls go back where they started, and then there's a heart-shaped hole where they will all be seen together.
I didn't even see that one because I was furiously typing for our tweet on EC United Twitter.
But the ending is actually very adorable.
Okay, I'll be seeing that tonight, so I did not see that shot. Yeah, that happens, I guess. But I think overall the biggest selling point is just it's a musical kind of song. People will gravitate towards that, I think. They're incredibly likable and really gel well together, and that just oozes from the screens.
Next, France.
Yes. Firstly, we need to note this. This took about 6 years to set up nearly. No, it like genuinely, it took 2 minutes to put down, like they first have to put down this carpet kind of thing so the sound does not get on the stage, and there's a circle. No, but it felt like 2 minutes. They had to fill so much time with this, and there's a circle, and then they have to rake it the sand like in evenly.
And there's
in that
a huge
circle.
sandbox above her as well, which will pour sand for almost the entirety of the song as well.
Yeah, but it takes so long to set up, and also it takes like a minute to take away as well. It's really interesting that is allowed basically.
Well, yeah, but I also wonder how does it connect to the song as well?
That's the thing. That is my biggest worry. Like, we've seen a shot, of course, with the sand coming down, and the sand from behind shot is also a bit interesting. At some point, she looks down into a mirror that's also like hidden in between the sands, which is, I think, quite a cool shot.
We didn't get too many shots of this, so that's why we also think
that's true.
We might need to see this on the screen as well.
Yeah, and like in the end, there's like 3 spiraling streams going around her. I'm just unsure if the people at home will... Yeah, I just fear they will get confused by the staging, because why is there sand when you're singing about your mom for 3 minutes?
Right. I mean, I can maybe get a few metaphors, like the sand is a reflection of time, and that eventually we all lose, family members.
Yeah, they do have an hourglass in the beginning to maybe explain it more.
And then the mirror which reflects her as a mom, maybe herself. We're just guessing. But I think it looked absolutely stunning, and I absolutely loved when they used the sand from the back, which fires towards her, which just looks like some amazing fireworks show. But it's just sand.
I initially thought it was like an LED they used for it, but it's like physical sand that they throw at her, basically.
And it looks absolutely stunning. I'm impressed with France. I really am.
Yeah, she sounded amazing, though.
And we then finish off with Germany.
Yeah. Germany, we saw the clip how it starts. Basically, Arbor is sitting on the walkway, basically, or is he on the main stage? Barely. Well, he's a bit more in front. There are curtain drops, and Tina is standing on top of like this stereo.
On top of 2 huge speakers.
Yeah, basically. She sings the first chorus, and then she walks down, and then like inside that stereo is like. It's basically like a techno bunker kind of vibe that you get.
Techno bunker, yeah. Like, it's a party, it's a club banger, pretty much. It's a baller.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And then towards the ending, they kind of swap positions, like they have a bit of an interaction together, and then Albert goes up to the...
You also have a very nice firework moment in the song as well.
Yeah, towards the end.
Everything, exactly.
Yeah, so Albert goes up to the end, then he doesn't smash his cello, because he made it himself, he said yesterday, at the German-Austrian party.
Yes.
But he like goes and puts it down like a staff, basically, like Gandalf in Lord of the Rings or something like that.
And then fire just shoots out.
Fire shoots out. That's a really nice shot. I think so.
I think so as well. However, how it sounded good in the arena. How it will sound on the screens is still my worry.
Yeah. The thing is, she sounded steady, but I'm not sure if her vocals fill the song.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest worry for it.
Well, with that, we have covered all the songs that
Yes.
compete in this year's contest. And with that,
Yeah, those were our first thoughts, basically. Like, of course, things will change. We see the camera angles later today. But those were our first thoughts. And we hope you enjoyed. Who are you most excited for seeing in the second semifinal?
who are you most excited for?
Oh, yeah. I think maybe my biggest
Who
favorite
impressed you the
was Armenia.
Armenia.
I think so.
I was most impressed by Luxembourg, actually.
Fair enough. That would be up there as well for me. Yeah.
So yeah, with that,
Let's see you in the next video.
thank you for
Goodbye.
watching.